In the corner of Ndola, Zambia, where I come from, is a community full of life, but also full of challenges. Many young people don't complete their education, not because they don't want to, but because life throws them plot twists like financial hardships, early marriages, and of course our dear old friend, drought. But I couldn't just sit down and watch. I saw it as a struggle and I wanted to change it. Because one thing that's constant in life is change. Allow me to steer you in. What makes this project stand out isn't the innovation, it is who is doing the innovating. One thing is, we didn't wait for experts in suits to drop by. We turned classrooms, churches, and empty foods into labs for local geniuses. One thing is, we didn't bring in expensive kits or apps, just buckets, pipes, and passion. Our very first test, teaching kids how to collect rainwater, no data required, just a roof and some good timing. But the main challenge was for households with grass roofs. This made an alternative to surface runoff harvesting. As we listened to the people who literally became the R&D department of our project, we improved together by adding solar power pumps, built drip irrigation, and working hands-on workshops. Each iteration came from real stories and real struggles. Ladies and gentlemen, these updates didn't come from a boardroom. They came from the ground, making them low cost-effective tools, locally driven ideas, and leadership to those who are never expected to lead. Because if you give a mic to those people who've been in the background, you don't just get solution, you get transformation. This project is built to last. Not because we ordered something fancy off the internet, but because we use what real communities already have, which is sunlight, rainfall, recycled material, and the kind of untapped potential that you usually find hiding behind shy smiles. We're not relying on high-tech tools that beep experts just to find the community. We train local youth and women who never finish schools to become the climate champions themselves. Think of it as a turning. One of the beneficiaries didn't go far in school into a local water engineer now. They learned how to build rainfall harvesting systems using affordable material. Of course, we made gutter installation a community sport. Install solar pumps without needing a degree from Oxford and grow food with drip irrigation. We made it simple, cheap, and fixable, because in a rural setting, if you need a spare part from 3 towns away, your solution becomes a souvenir. To us, success isn't in PowerPoint. It's when young people use their minds and hands to grow food instead of scrolling TikToks on empty stomachs. Even when families can say, "We've got this," even when the rains forget to show up on time. Sustainability here isn't about the system. It's about finally putting the power in the hands of the people who have been treated like side characters in their own story for way too long. The impact of our pilot. Let's just say we went from waiting for food aid to growing tomatoes like they owe us money. Families who once relied on unpredictable help, aka the food version of maybe they'll text back, are now proudly feeding themselves using the harvested rainwater and solar-powered irrigation systems that even your cousin who thinks Wi-Fi is a spice could manage. Young people who are dropped out of school didn't just sit around, they stepped up. Turns out all they needed was a little push, a workshop or two, and maybe a snack to turn into water management pros. This project backs our national humanitarian goals by reducing long-term aid dependency, build climate resilience, and restore dignity through skills that work even when the Wi-Fi doesn't. The point is, we all need to go green in this environment. even in a place where early marriages and school dropouts are more common than public transport. Because this bringing learning into the fields and outside the classroom. Literally! While we did wrestle with community skepticism, let's just say our first solar panel was watched like a soap opera. We proved that when solutions are designed with the people, for the people, they don't just last, they thrive. What's more, but there's power in numbers. For